ahead and go to this next topic. If you're just joining us, I am Deb with Top Weddings, and thank you for jumping on with us. We do lives every week with Top Weddings. We do them on Wedding Wednesday at 5 o'clock, and today we have Terrie with Complete Weddings and Events, and she has already covered 2 topics, and so we are on topic number 3, which is questions to ask when hiring your wedding entertainment. And then after this, we will go ahead and there's a few questions that came in. After we'll go ahead and answer questions. So if you do have questions, feel free to go ahead and leave them in the comments, and we will touch on them after this one. So let's go ahead with questions when hiring, top 10 questions when hiring your wedding DJ.
As I mentioned earlier, I've been a wedding DJ for over 18 years. And so when I started to put this list together, I thought it was really important to get some advice from a professional on what to ask, because most of the time, this is a bride's first time planning a wedding. And the only question they know to ask is, how much does it cost? They don't know that there's so many more factors that go into hiring a DJ aside from what we cost. So this list is helpful for brides and grooms as they plan their big days and help them compare apples to apples when they're hiring a professional that's going to entertain their wedding. So first question up, do you have liability insurance, a contract, etc.? The liability insurance is an important question because a lot of venues require it. And you don't personally want to be responsible for that DJ bringing a light that catches fire and then catches the venue on fire. I know it's way blown out of proportion, but those things happen. Or a guest tripping over a speaker because the DJ didn't set the speaker up right and it falls over and it breaks their arm. So you want to make sure that they have a liability insurance. You want to make sure they have a contract. You want to make sure that they're not somebody that you just found on Craigslist that's going to take your deposit and then you never see them again. That contract is legally binding. That first question, really make sure you know if they're a legit business or not. Do they really know what they're doing, or do they just go to Radio Shack and buy some equipment and call it good? So that's the first question. The second question, do you supply all your own equipment? This is twofold. First of all, do they have it all? Second of all, what are my additional expenses going to be? Because your price of $600 may have looked really good compared to the other DJs I looked at, but now I have to rent equipment for you. So I need to factor that into the overall cost. So it's important to make sure that they either supply it or you know what your true cost is going to be when you hire this professional for your wedding. The next thing, do you use a predetermined set list? Do you take requests? What about a do not playlist? While music isn't the most important part of the evening, when the event starts flowing, it's your day. And do you want the DJ to play what they always play, or do you want to be in control of that list? Some DJs will tell you, I'm the professional, let me do it. And if that works for you, that's great. But if you know you're going to want red dirt country and you want lots of red dirt country and that DJ says that nobody's going to dance to that, that's not going to be a good fit for you. So know that before you hire them. Don't run into that after you've hired them, paid your deposit, and then find out, oh, this isn't actually what we wanted. And do not playlists are extremely important. It's funny because probably one of the most popular songs that we get asked is also one of the do not play songs, and that's the chicken dance. And it just depends on your family, whether or not you have to do that at every wedding. It's a family tradition, or, oh my gosh, I do not want to hear that at my wedding. Right. So it's important that it truly is your day. We have brides and grooms all the time that ask us, can you send me a sample playlist? Well, I can certainly send you a list of songs that go over well generally, but you typically don't know until you get there and you meet the crowd and you see what they're responding to. And your bride and groom's requests are typically what their guests are going to line up with. So. Right. The fourth question, payments. How do you handle payments? Do you offer payment plans? Do you take credit cards? Important questions to plan your budget. Most companies work with a deposit down and then the final payment due sometime closer to the event. At Complete, we require 2 weeks prior as your final balance, but then we set them up with the payment portal so they can make payments along the way at their own pace. So that's an important question. Do you have to pay it all up front? And do you have that budget to pay all that up front? Can you act as a master of ceremonies? Like we just talked about earlier, a good DJ is going to have mic skills. Not every DJ is comfortable talking on a mic. It's one of the number one fears. First is talking on a public speaking. Second is death, So are they comfortable talking on a microphone in front of strangers? That's important. Are they going to MC? Are they going to coordinate? If that's important to you and you want somebody who's truly going to run the show and allow you to relax and enjoy your day, make sure they do those things. Don't just assume that they're a DJ. Of course they can make announcements. They may be a club DJ and they've never made announcements except for put your hands in the air, So if that's not what you're looking for, make sure they do that.
Yes.
Next question, an important question. What are you going to wear to my wedding? Because we don't always DJ the events we go to, I see DJs in jeans, I see DJs in shorts and t-shirts and hats, and it's a black tie affair. So if this is something that's important to you, if you want them to be more formal, make sure that they're going to be able to do that. If you know it's a barn wedding, are you comfortable wearing jeans to my wedding? So make sure that you understand how they're going to dress. You don't want your DJ to stick out like a sore thumb. You truly want them to blend in with your wedding guests. So another important question. A big one, super important question. What's your backup plan if there's an equipment malfunction or you get sick or in an accident? We do 500 events a year with Complete, and at least twice a year, we have to call in our backup DJ. Things happen, life happens, tragedies happen, equipment malfunctions. Recently we were at an event here in town and a power surge happened and it blew our entire system. Thankfully, it was 20 minutes away tops. We had an on-call DJ. They loaded up the equipment, took it out there. The event went off without a hitch. So these things happen. What's your backup plan? If you're concerned about these things happening, it's not selfish to ask, to say, I don't want my wedding day to be ruined. What's your backup plan? That is not a selfish question. Professional companies typically have somebody that they work with, other companies that they partner with, or they have a big staff and they can cover that for you. The 8th question, will we meet closer to the wedding to discuss songs, details, etc.? If you're comfortable with just anyone showing up the night of your wedding, that's no problem. That's up to you. But for a lot of people, they know that the DJ can really make or break your reception. As a professional, we try to encourage you to actually meet one-on-one with your DJ. Make sure they understand the vibe that you're looking for your day. Make sure they understand the feel. Sometimes we can't meet one-on-one with our clients because they're coming from out of town. So the week of the event, we'll do what we call a pre-call and we'll do a Zoom meeting or a phone interview or whatever. But just make sure you get a chance to connect with your DJ, that person who you're relying on to cover your event. It makes you much more relaxed and you're able to enjoy your day because you don't have to worry and say, 7:30, does the DJ know we're cutting the cake? Does he know that the photographer's here? You've already discussed that. You get to relax, enjoy your day, and have a great time. So. Question number 9, how can you motivate a crowd if no one is dancing? Different people have different goals with their reception. Do you want people to dance all night and that's important? Does the DJ have experience to engage your guests and get the dance floor full? For some people, that doesn't matter. They're like, we're going to drink and sing along to the music. We're not worried about dancing. But if that's important to you and you want to make sure your DJ has experience engaging crowds and getting them on the dance floor and teaching those dances or whatever it is, those tools and tricks that they use to keep your dance floor full all night, make sure you ask that question. And then the last question I have on here, I really feel is probably the most important question. I'd argue that it is the most important because it's what makes you different than other DJ companies. And notice that I say what makes you different, not better, because there are so many great companies out there that I happily refer to when we are booked. It happens all the time. But what makes us different? It allows you to truly compare apples to apples. We are a full-time company that we're going to engage your guests. We're going to do all these great things for you. And if that's what you're looking for, awesome. And different companies have different things that they specialize in. It may be a karaoke that, I may get a bride that says, I really want a ton of karaoke. And I'll say, honestly, that's not our specialty. I'm going to refer you to a different company for that service. So ask them what's important. It helps you to know that you're truly comparing those apples to apples when you're hiring a DJ or entertainment for your wedding.
Perfect. And I just realized I didn't change the bottom question. Dang it. I didn't change the bottom graphic. So Terrie, that's I think that was an amazing list, and I love the detail that you gave. I could go back to all of those, to be honest with you. One of the things that you said quite often was, that it's okay for a couple to ask questions. And I think that every couple needs to realize that, and then you also touched about, what you want at your wedding. It's okay to let your DJ know those things. I mean, if you do not want, just like that do not playlist, it is funny because it is definitely one or the other. I feel like just some are like, I absolutely do not want that. And obviously as professional DJs, there's a lot of times you know what's going to work or what works 95% of the time. But that, just like you said, when you have a good DJ, it is going to be something that they adapt to your crowd. And knowing that you can ask the questions, or, just like with the song list, some couples are like, oh, I don't even want to mess with that. But honestly, I love how you said that. A lot of it's going to depend on the couple. If you don't want to play something that they absolutely hate, that's for sure. Because still, even at the reception, it's all definitely about the couple. And obviously, always nice to pull in those guests too. So, but I love that with these questions, that it's something that that you're letting couples know that you can ask these questions because we want you to have a good DJ. Is there anything else you want to add?
Lastly, with anything, trust your gut. If you feel like you're being sold by a used car salesman, go with that. If you feel like you've got a great personal connection with somebody, don't make it about price, because it's never about price. $50, $100, you can pay $200 to absolutely ruin your wedding. And that's exactly what you're going to do. So in the grand scheme of things, the difference between DJs price-wise is really minimal compared to the overall price of your wedding and the impact that they'll have on your day. So take price out of the equation whenever possible and focus on what you truly feel. How do you feel? Does this person really make you relax? And do you feel that you're connecting and they're really going to make great memories for you?
Yes. And I love that. I am very, very passionate about DJs. I have been since I've been in the wedding industry, to be honest with you, because it only takes a few bad receptions to make you realize how important a good DJ is. I mean, to watch a couple plan this whole entire beautiful ceremony and beautiful, an amazing photographer and a videographer and all of these amazing things to get to the reception and not have a DJ that is experienced and just bringing in the crowd and you've did all of to then just be able to relax and enjoy your reception, and that all falls back on a good DJ. I mean, it just does. So so I love, I've worked with Complete lots of times. I love what you do, and thankful for you and for all the years that you've been bringing all of these services. Okay, well, we have just a couple questions. So let's go ahead and get started. Anything else that you want to add to that as far as that topic?
Nope, I think that's good. I think we covered it all.
Okay, perfect. Let me go ahead and get to the next slide. So again, if you're just hopping on, I am Deb with Top Weddings, and this has been Terrie with Complete Weddings and Events. And we covered 3 amazing topics tonight. So I want to thank you, Terrie, for jumping on with us and answering or doing so many amazing topics. I think all of those will help couples that are planning a wedding. And so, but we did have a couple questions. So one of them is, how many people normally do you recommend, like in a picture in a photo booth?
So there are lots of different styles of photo booths out there. At Complete, we offer an enclosed booth, which can hold about 4 comfortably. We can squeeze in 6 or 8. But then there's an open air style, and the open air style, you can really, the sky's the limit. We did a group of 18 at one of our last events. So depending on what style of photo booth there, and then there's the cute fisheye ones that you can fit a ton of people because of the way that the lens is designed. So anywhere from 2 to 30, just depending on which booth you decide to go with.
Perfect. And then how far ahead should a couple book good DJ?
Yeah, so a very good question, and there's no good answer for it because, truth be told, we are booking weddings for 2022 right now, and I'm also booking weddings for July right now. So it's simply about availability. When you find a vendor you love, book them. Don't wait. Don't say, well, we still have 16 months or we still have a year when you're just the DJ, so we're going to hold off. Our deposits are minimal, so that way it allows you to go ahead, get your first pick vendors, go ahead and take care of that, and then worry about payments for everybody else. So definitely, as soon as you know that that's the person you want, don't wait.
So true. That is so true. Lori commented and said, great job. Lots of good tips for brides. And let's go ahead. I think that's it. So, okay. Is there anything else you want to add?
Nope. So if anybody has any more questions or anything, we do call, text, and email. So I know text is unintrusive for a lot of our brides these days. So if you have a question, you just say, hey, I saw you on live at 5. I have a question about this, and I'll totally answer and give you as much feedback as I can. We love to be a resource for our clients. So if there's, even if it seems like an off the wall question, or the number one question, the intro to a question I get from brides and grooms usually is, I know this is really weird, but, or I hate to bug you, but, use us as a resource. And the same goes for the rest of your wedding vendors. Use them as resources. You hired them for a reason. Ask them the craziest questions. They've probably heard it before.
Yes, it's so true. And that is the truth. Most brides are like, most couples, when they call, oh, I hate to ask this question, but, and no, we've heard it all. So don't ever feel like that. Always just ask the question. And actually we had one more question come in. Sorry, Terrie, I'm going to jump back real quick. Do you guys do uplighting?
At Complete, yes, we do uplighting. Yep. And it's fun. It's one of my favorite things about our uplights is they're completely wireless, so nobody has to trip over cords or anything. But then we can change them to one color that kind of goes with the formal events. And then when the party starts, we can change them to sound mode, and then the lights dance with the music, and then the whole event space feels like the party zone. So it's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend them. They're a very budget-friendly way to decorate at your event.
Yes, and they really do change a room. That is for sure. Yeah. Crazy how much they change a room. Definitely. Okay. Well, I think we're all done. So thank you for being on. Thank you for joining us today. Excited. Thank you all, everyone who joined us, who is watching right now. Thank you for joining in. We're excited to bring this every week. And today, again, was goodness, I'm tongue-tied. Today, of course, we brought on Terrie with Complete Weddings and Events, and we do this every Wednesday. Next week is Patty with Simply Delicious, so we're excited about next week's live at 5. And if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're here at Top Weddings for you. I mean, honestly, we are here, to help in any way that we can. So feel free, just like Terrie said, use your wedding professionals. Feel free, always reach out to all of your wedding professionals, especially in this time. If you have questions about anything going through this time right now, make sure that you're reaching out to your wedding professionals and asking any questions that you have. But also know here at Top Weddings, we are here too. So we are here to help you in any way in any way that we can, because, you know, that's what we're here for. So, and on Top Weddings, we have 50 different wedding professionals that are, if you are still planning and you're looking for amazing, already pre-qualified wedding professionals, we have a lot of them. And obviously Terrie is in a couple of those categories on Top Weddings. So we love her. And but thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here, Terrie. Thanks for spending your almost an hour with us, and grateful for all the help that you've given, because I really feel like it'll help couples. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun.
It has been fun. Yes. So, okay, guys, thank you. And we will see you next week at 5 o'clock. Bye.
Bye.